Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. I'm so glad you're joining me this Thursday. Today is August 10th and I'm super excited to share with you the debut of the Trinity Stamp Sketch Plan Create card making sketchbook. This is a fabulous sketchbook. If you like creating sketches for your card making projects, say you have a design that you really love and you want to keep, this is a great sketchbook for that. I appreciate this because, well, let me just show you. It comes beautifully packaged in a box like this, and when you open it up, your box, it's beautifully packaged. I already took all my packaging out, and the box itself is really pretty. So this is what it looks like. It's spiral bound, and the spiral is very thick and durable. It's not going to bend out of shape. There's plastic covering on the top, which I appreciate because especially when I drink coffee, kind of gets splatter. You could wipe it off. It is, I would say, maybe about 1 inch thick. This is the back side. Okay, and then when you open it up, you have this pocket. Let me show you. And this pocket is plastic also. Very, very nice quality. Inside the pocket, you have this piece, which doesn't look like much, but when you are just trying to create a card design, this is fabulous because you have banners and basic shapes, banner, stars, rectangle, circles, scalloped edges, flowers, and also a ruler, which comes in really handy, especially in most of my videos because I tell you the card sizes or the panel sizes, and this is really nice. Okay, this stores in this nice little pocket. And then you can put your name on there. This belongs to me. Panel measurement guide here. And each of the file tabs are plastic too, which makes it's a high quality plastic, and it makes it really nice because you know these are not going to wear down. There's different sizes in the book. You have A2 sketches. Let me show you. You have A2 sketches, A7, slimline, or mini slimline, regular slimline, and then you have other sketches. So there's all of the, you have different tabs to file different sketches, which is really nice. Now I've already tried this out and I have to say I love it, especially when I need to write little notes for me when I'm creating my card design. These here were, this one was with the Kit of the Month. You can kind of see one of my designs. This sketch here is what I used for Simon Says Stamp's Instagram Hop, the teacher one. You have color palette up here. Originally I used color pencils, but I only have 12 colored pencils, and so I didn't have very much of a variety when it came to my color palette, so I switched to Copics. But Copic markers bled through a little bit. Let me show you. I use Copics here because I have a more variety of Copics, but it bled through on this side. So what I did, and I found it very helpful when creating my sketches, I used a hole punch. And I punched out, let me show you. Say I wanted to use this color palette. What I would do is I would punch out, well, let's just punch. I would punch out my colors. You could use your scraps too. You don't have to use A2 panels. And then I would glue them down. And believe this helps me out more. So that is one way to add color to your color palette. You have enough room on the sides here. You have a project for, so you can sign, you can date, and then you can write what the project's for here. I have some, this was my Tuesday project. And I just think this is super, super handy and super helpful when it comes to card making. And I think you guys are really gonna love this. There's lots and lots of pages. I'm not sure how many of pages, but you get portrait and landscape And I'm still on the A2, which makes it really nice. And the front of the A7, you have a frame guide, which is nice. And on the A7, you have the portrait, and then you also have the landscape. For the mini slimline, you get the same guide, which is very helpful. And then you also get the portrait and landscape also. And then your slimline too. On the very back, there's lots of extra room for extra sketches, but I'm using it as an inspirational project guide. I subscribe to a couple of magazines, and sometimes when I see a layout or an advertisement, I see color palette, and I thought, oh gosh, that would make a really pretty card. So that's where I keep my color palettes from. I saw these colors, the blues and the pinks, and I thought, well, this would make a really good color palette with the warm grays and the cool grays. And then also, I really like the colors of this wreath too. So anything can really give you inspiration, and they give you an extra room in the back to do your little doodles or to add some of your extras for card making. But this is the debut. Oh, let me show you this really fast, and then we're gonna make a card. Okay, this is really helpful when, I guess I could have used this too also. This is really helpful. Let me show you. When I saw this, I jotted down this sketch here, and I used the circles. Let me show you. You get 3 circles here, and this is plastic. Okay, so I thought, well, let's do a circle design. This card will be coming soon. And then there's some hearts that I added. So this is very helpful when you want to create a card. If you want to create a card with some banners, you have the banners here, hexagons, or so this is great too, just for extra project guide. There's little circles too, so if you like to add sequins, you can add those. Actually, let's add a couple sequins to this one, because I like to add sequins. There's stars on here, and perfect. So this is really, really handy to have. And so today's the debut of the Trinity Stamps Card Making Sketchbook. And so I will leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out. I'm not sure of the price point on it, but I think it is a great quality sketchbook. So I will leave a link down below to the Trinity Stamp shop if you want to check out this sketchbook. And I'm not sure of the price point, but I think it's a pretty fabulous book. That being said, we are going to create a card, a pretty quick and easy card, and this is my sketch layout here. For my project today, we're going to be using some Trinity stamps. We have a stamp and die set. It's a smaller one. And then you have the dies that will cut everything out. And then I also really like this row of hearts. There's 5 hearts and there's stitch detail on here. We're going to use this on our project today as well. We're going to go ahead and start by stamping. I'm going to stamp some lemons here. We're going to stamp some lemons and some leaves. You could do limes if you wanted to also. I'm going to stamp the lemon with my buttercup ink. I'm going to stamp 2 lemons. And then for the leaves of my lemon, I have 2 greens. I have a light green and a dark green. And we're going to stamp the larger leaf with the light green. We'll stamp it 3 times. And then the darker green, we'll stamp the smaller leaf. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and use the coordinating dies, and we will die cut out our lemon and our leaves. And then while we're die cutting, I'm also going to take our row of hearts I have some pale blue cardstock. This is Spellbinders Glacier. And then I have some white cardstock. I'm going to create a row. I want to make sure this is centered because I want the negative piece too. I'll do the same thing with the white cardstock, okay? And then I need some background panels. And for the background panels, I'm going to bring in some pattern papers. I'm using the MFT Joyful Plaid pattern papers. Oh, I think we're going to use this plaid, okay? And I'm going to use my double stitched rectangle dies, and I'll cut out a panel. I want that stitched edge. And then I'm also going to bring in a piece of vellum. And with the vellum, I'm going to create a slightly smaller panel that has rounded corners with the vellum. And then I need a place to stamp my sentiment, so I'm bringing in some yellow cardstock. This is Spellbinders Chamomile, and I have a banner in here that has stitch detail. I'm going to cut this out with yellow cardstock. So I have some die cutting to do, and then of course I'm going to die cut out my lemon, and I will die cut everything out, and then I will be right back. I have everything die cut, and again I'm going to use the negative piece of the pale blue cardstock. And then I love that the inside hearts have stitch detail, so that's why I kept the hearts of the white one. Okay, and we can save these for another card project. We're going to start by taking this panel. I'm going to flip it over. I have some foam tape. Okay, I'm going to take a big piece of foam tape. I have a 1-inch strip of foam tape here. I'm going to adhere it to this this strip that we created with the row of hearts. So I have adhesive on the back, foam adhesive on the back, and then on the front is sticky, which makes it very convenient because we are going to inlay each one of these hearts. Now I have my panel that we trimmed down. I'm going to add some adhesive behind here. We'll tack this down to the front of our card, and then I'm going to add my vellum. I'm going to add adhesive to my vellum. This is a dot liner and you can't see it, especially on pattern paper. So I'll tack this down right in the middle. And this really does soften the pattern paper too. I'm going to go ahead and remove the release paper off of my row of hearts. We'll tack this down, and I'm going to tack this down at an angle. I'm going to stamp on my silicone mat because my glass mat is a little bit textured and I don't get the greatest impressions. I'm going to start by stamping the wishes towards the right here. Wonderful. And then I'll take our zest and we'll stamp this as well. I got a little ink here, but I think I can cover that with our lemons. Now I'm going to go ahead and add this to my card, overlapping on my row of hearts. I am going to add some foam tape on the very bottom. We'll go ahead and add our lemons, and I'm going to layer them together. I think that looks nice. So then once they're layered together, I can flip it over, and then we can go ahead and add some foam adhesive behind here and tack this down. we'll glue down our leaves since they're on the smaller side. And then this way we can do a little tucking with them. I am going to add a little pizzazz to my lemons, and I'm going to use my glazing glue, and I'm just going to add a little bit, kind of at a curve of the same curve of the lemon. And then I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle, subtle sparkle, and I'm going to use diamond dust. And we're going to bring in some scratch paper. I'm going to go over that glazing glue. And this is going to give me some nice texture and shine. Now lastly, I'm going to bring in some clear sequins, and we're just going to add some extra sparkle. Such a fun sketchbook, very helpful, and also I love that there's plenty of room to write down everything that we used, especially if you are a content creator, because sometimes you skip or you miss something when you're creating, so jotting it down makes it really nice. I hope you get a chance to check out the Trinity Stamps Card Making Sketchbook. I'll leave a link down below if you want to head on over. Thanks for joining me. Have a fabulous day. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.